Hi, I'm Brown-Bampoe from Exeter Chiefs. Let me show you how we fuel the Ferocity. As you probably hear, it's pretty loud. We've got some pretty vibrant SNCs, Rhino in particular, and he just shouts at you all day. So yeah, it's pretty energetic. Hey Rhino.
Hey.
So Rhino, if you could tell us a bit about your role, what you do.
So my role, apart from telling jokes
Yeah.
and just providing morale.
Yeah, which you're great at, by the way.
There's actually a bit of a science to it. So my role is senior strength coach, strength conditioning coach. So it's about making sure that players are strong enough, fast enough to cope with the demands of Premiership Rugby. It's then also making sure that individuals get the needs that they need within that programme, and then also having an eye on each weekend to make sure that although you're looking for long-term kind of adaptations in terms of strength and players getting stronger and faster, also that weekend focus for making sure players are looking fresh going into games in their prime conditions to compete with what are some of the best players in the world on a weekend.
How does a week unfold from an S&C perspective?
So the way a week unfolds, so you're always looking back at the game you've just had and forward to the next game. So you kind of start the week off with the recovery focus. You're trying to recover from what you've just enjoyed at the weekend. You then move kind of into a physical focus in the middle of the week where we keep that strength input and that robustness side of things. And then towards the back end of the week, you're kind of focusing on what's coming up. So you're moving into that power kind of speed element. So you're trying to prime the body, okay, for moving reactive, moving fast, and making sure that it's not fatigued going into the game.
Yeah.
So you're in that prime spot.
Perfect. So what's the biggest challenge in your role dealing with players, injuries, etc., the likes of myself as well?
I'd say probably the biggest challenge is making sure that you provide enough individuality for each person. We're in a team sport, so there's that side of making sure the team are all facing the right direction, but then there's also making sure that the athlete gets what they need in terms of there's players that physically need more development, and then there's players that need more focus on their skill side of the game.
Yeah.
So it's making sure that although you've got this perfect picture in your head of what you want each player to do physically, you need to make sure they're getting the right balance of kind of what they need as that specific player person.
Yeah.
So since coming into professional sport and being in a programme that's developed you over the last few years, have you seen a big kind of change in the amount of weights you've been lifting or the speed you've been able to lift them at?
Yeah, I'd say I have, but I think the biggest change for me is technically I feel a lot more sound. Like we do a lot of like exercises that are preventative, that make sure that our whole body is robust, and like that has been like the biggest added benefit into my training since moving down here. And yeah, it's been nice. Like I've run a couple top speeds since being here, and yeah, my weights have got heavier as well.
36.5 kilometres an hour,
you know
it's pretty sharp. In terms of kind of maximal outputs, what are we looking at in terms of kind of speed, in terms of lifting in the gym? What sort of numbers are you pushing out at the minute?
Yeah, so towards the back end of last season, I was able to hit top speed of 36.5 kilometers per hour, which was, yeah, pretty chuffed with that. And, you know, I was running quickly before, but like when you move into the professional aspect of things, you're doing so much running in general that to be able to hit a top speed, I was really quite happy with. And for that to happen in the back end of the year, I guess kind of shows that what you're doing is working. So yeah, and then alongside speed, you know, I love my lower body lifts. I think back squat is something that has come a long way for me. Like with a box squat hitting like 220, 230, I was pretty happy with last year. So yeah, those are the lifts that I'm happy with.
Since playing Premiership Rugby, have you found you've had to make any changes in terms of your body composition, body weight to kind of cope with the demands?
Yeah, I think I have got a little bit heavier. I probably came in maybe around 98, and now I'm kind of sticking at 101, sometimes 102 on game day. So yeah, I have got a little bit heavier. So in the gym earlier, we were doing some jump testing. One thing that you guys have really like drilled into me in the last block is like ankle stiffness and like ankle strength, like reactivity off the ground. Because I've always like been able to jump high, but to be fair, my ankles, as you know, have been an area of, well, injury a couple times now. So I think that's really helped progress my speed and stuff like that.
I think obviously the way you play the game in terms of you're a power athlete, you're a speed athlete, and I think moving up the levels now, you've probably noticed that it's being able to do them actions as quick as you can and reacting to that. So being able to look at that kind of reactivity, not just the absolute output, but as in how quick you can do it, and improvements there are only going to correlate to improvements on the pitch in terms of beating defenders and being able to be right on the game along with that.
Are we on?
Hi, I'm Chris, I'm a player's chef. This is Amber, player's chef and nutritionist. And we've just put out lunch, which is on their cheat day. So today we've got the protein is Jamaican pulled pork, then dirty rice, French beans and crackling with tortilla chips. And then over on this side, we've got sour cream, roasted sweet corn, salsa, guacamole, a salad with beetroot and some cheese for if they're feeling naughty. We start about 6 every morning, put out breakfast for 8 o'clock, 300 eggs a day, bacon, beans, porridge, a whole selection of fruits and overnight oats. And then lunch, sometimes snacks beforehand, sometimes lunch, sometimes snacks afterwards. They can only go about 2 hours without eating.
And then calories, looking anywhere between sort of 3 and upper end of 6,000 calories a day, depending on their training load. So today was like a medium training load, but because it's their cheat day, we try and supplement the calories out for like some extras rather than getting it in on their main meal over there.
What do you reckon, boys? Feedback? Spot on.
You know, I think we're pretty blessed here. Every player has their own like individual S&C that they can go to when, you know, they need some adaptations to their program. For me, as you know, like I can be quite full on. I go to you a lot when I want to change specific things. Like recently, you know that I love my morning gym. You've really like helped and kind of like adapted to my needs in that sense of you're in the gym at the same time as me now and you're still coaching me even when it's not a proper gym block. So even in that sense, like, you know, I'm pretty appreciative of the way that you adapt to us as players. But how do you guys as a team approach that?
As you said, like for me it's about making sure the individual gets what they need in terms of their prep. So like yourself at the minute, you're at a big phase where you're looking at your skill development. So for me, it's my job to then make sure that although you're still getting the strength side of it and we're not increasing the risk of injury, we're still making sure you're in your prime out there at the weekend. It's allowing the program to give you time to do that. As strength and conditioning coaches, look, we're not on the pitch. We need to make sure that the players are getting what they need on the training pitch each week, not just in the gym, but we're there to assist with that side of things. I think in terms of kind of who decides what's in the program, I don't necessarily think it's about who decides what's in because you're very knowledgeable about your weightlifting and we seem to be on the same page as that. I think we come into our own as in it's our job to know when to push you. So when it's the right time of the season to go, right, now's time to push that strength side of things, or when to hold you back and go, look, now's not the time. We're in the middle of a 12-game block. The aim of this block is to be fresh every weekend. So I think it's about knowing when to push and when to pull. I think we have a really good relationship.
No, we do.
That. You probably write a better weights program than me, but you're definitely in better shape.
That's good of him.
I would say max speed. I think everyone wants to be the fastest, don't they? Yeah. I mean, I think since Usain Bolt broke that world record, it's just about being the fastest person you can be, do you know what I mean? I think bench press, I think in any gym you go to, whether it's the most important in terms of rugby, I don't know, but in terms of...
Feeds the ego though.
Feeds the ego. I think the bench press is up there. And I think going forward, I think the Bronco test will become quite competitive. I mean, we're in our infancy of that test, but I think going forward, knowing you're the fittest player in the squad, I think we'll go quite a way.
So the AST's gone now?
Oh, keep getting me on camera with this, aren't you? The AST is gone. The AST is gone. So the AST was our fitness test that we've ran previous years, which was a rugby-specific fitness drill where... It's hell. It revolves shuttles, but a lot of down-ups as well.
Yeah.
And it's one of them
changes
tests
direction as well.
If you get the test wrong, you can end up in quite a deep hole.
Yeah. You blow up.
Yeah. So yeah, the lads are glad that that's kind of out of the programme and we've moved more towards the Bronco. So speed last year was you.
Yeah. Speed last year was me.
36.5 kilometres an hour. CMJ.
In the backs.
Yourself. Yeah. Ross Vincent.
Unfortunately, that's like the jump.
So it's counter movement jump. So it's it's kind of the force you put through the plate to see how high you can jump. So you're looking at, like for the backs, you're looking at Paul being right up there and Manny will be up there, a couple of your outside backs. And then your forwards, We've got a couple of Ross Vincent,
Yeah.
Kane James, like a couple of them explosive number 8s, put out some pretty impressive scores. Bench, Woody generally takes the backs bench most years.
Yeah, Goodrich Clark.
Goodrich Clark for the forwards, very strong. Woody I think his record's 160 or 65, which is pretty impressive. Will Goodrich Clark uses the dumbbells most of the time, but
70 kg on each
he'll
arm
do 70
for
kilo
reps.
dumbbells in each hand for what 8 to 10 reps. So,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
which is pretty impressive. Then some pretty fast lads, big lads as well. Some of them forwards will be running
Ross
late
is very quick.
35s in terms of speed, kilometres an hour.
Yeah.
Like your Ross Vincent's again, your Kane Jameses.
Yeah, speed-wise backs. Manny's got some speed. Hodgie obviously is like
Hodgie's ran
rapid.
very fast. He's ran in 37.
Yeah.
In the past. Manny's obviously ridiculously quick off the mark. Rich Caps, it used to be quite quick until he got old.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't remember that.
No, that was a while ago.
This has been Fueling the Ferocity of Exeter Chiefs. Thank you so much for joining us for today. See you soon.